I could get used to this.
What is our status, download?
We will be vaporized on the surface of the star in less than 6 minutes.
Engineering, how long until the engines are repaired?
The Tyrellians did a number on us before we got them, Captain. It's going to take at least 45 minutes until we're back online.
Damn it, we don't have that kind of time!
Sir, if I can configure the deflector array to emit multiple tractor beams, it may be possible to slingshot ourselves away from the star by using the fragmented remains of the Tyrellian vessel.
Make it...
Amateurs.
What was that?
There appears to be a life form hovering off the starboard bow. I believe it has pushed us away from the star. We are no longer in danger.
Put it on screen. It seems we owe you a debt of gratitude, stranger.
No time for thanks. This detour's cost me enough time as it is. I've got to get to Earth.
He has strong telepathic abilities.
Where the hell is Earth?
A blast as always. Same time next year?
You know it. See you in school tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Is everyone gone? Is it safe for parents to be out here?
Yeah, they're gone.
How'd it go?
You know, it's always fun, but there's only so many zombie movies you could watch in one night.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody there?
I'll assume you're wondering why you're here. From what I've heard about you, you might have already figured it out. As you know, the Guardians of the Globe were recently and mysteriously murdered. And at the time of their death, you were being considered as an addition to the team. The old team worked closely with us, but it was a private organization funded jointly by Darkwing's alter ego and War Woman. Sadly, there is no one there to pick up the torch. So the government has been invited to take over. Simply put, you are a shoo-in. And now we'd like you to be in charge of forming a new team that you will lead.
I'm honored that you have such confidence in my abilities. I will not disappoint you.
That's all I ask. Now behind me here is Donald. He's our superhuman liaison. He'll be your contact within the government. You'll only have to deal with me if something goes horribly wrong. Pray we never meet again.
We plan on holding a recruitment meeting in the next few days. If you can provide me a list of anyone you'd prefer to work with, I'll make sure we contact them.
Son, we need to talk. Mark, we need to talk. Mark, it is very important that we...
Sorry I couldn't be at your party on Tuesday.
We just hung out and watched horror movies. You probably wouldn't have enjoyed it.
Why? Just because I'm a girl? I happen to really like horror movies. As long as they're not zombie movies.
Blasphemy.
Do you want to do some patrolling? Or do you need to go straight home?
Oh, sure. If you want. You still do that?
Of course. Just because I quit the teen team doesn't mean I hung up my costume for good.
Cool. Let's get changed.
All right, you little
Verts.
Jeez. Yeah, are we on a secure line? Sorry to bother you in the middle of the day, but Mark finally put another one of his costumes in the wash, and I can't remember if it's cold then warm or warm then cold. You'd think I would know this, but Nolan has been washing his uniforms with solar radiation since I shrank his first one on accident.
It's actually cold then cold, like a colorful sweater, but you should really talk Nolan into getting one of my ionic cleansing machines. It'd sure save you a lot of work.
Oh, silly me. I remember that now. And I've given up on the ion thing. Nolan doesn't seem to worry about giving me more reading time, and we're trying to save for Mark's college. Thanks for the help.
You may have won this battle, but the war is far from over. The Lizard League will strike again.
As long as you don't poison the water supply today, I'll be happy. But did you really think I'd let you get out of here?
I think the decision is no longer up to you. Well done, Komodo Dragon. Quickly, let's make our escape while there's one to be had.
That's 10 feet of solid air in front of you boys, and I'm standing here. I suggest you surrender. As you can see, all of your forces have been reduced to a pack of lounge lizards.
Oh, bad one.
Figured I'd give it a shot.
Aside from me taking that one to the face towards the end, I think we did pretty good.
I totally saved your butt.
No way. I'm super fast. I could have caught them if you hadn't been there. But still, we do make a great team.
You think?
Eve, Mark, I'm so glad I found you. We're having tryouts for the new Guardians of the Globe today, and I'd like you both to be there.
With all my schoolwork, I don't think I'll have time to be a member, but I'd love to hang out and see who's trying out.
That's fine. Eve?
I have somewhere to be. You have fun, Mark.
Wow, you guys got quite the turnout.
We're going to be paying well, and apparently word spreads fast in our circle. The Capes Inc. crew out of New York accounts for half of our attendance. Those guys are vultures.
Rex.
Invincible.
You shouldn't let his actions towards Eve affect your opinion of him.
I just can't believe he did that to her.
I can't believe a lot of what you people do, but I try not to hold it against you.
Well, I just want to let you fellas know that I really razzled and dazzled them in there. So, there's at least one less spot left for you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever, asshole.
Sore loser. What are you doing here, little girl? Is your mommy and daddy trying out?
Nope, my mom dropped me off. I'm trying out.
Oh, come on! Isn't there an age requirement or something?
Not that I'm aware of. I think I would have been told by now if there were.
Okay. What's your name? I gotta know.
Monster Girl.
Aw, how cute. You call that because you're scared of monsters? What are your powers?
Wanna see?
Sure, show them to me.
What the? Why isn't anyone trying to stop this?
It'll take much more than that.
Who let you in, ugly?
Who you calling ugly?
He hit that little girl.
It's okay. I can't be hurt in monster form. And anyway, I did get a little carried away. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry I hit you.
Don't sweat it. I can take it. It'll happen a lot more often if I land this gig. Anyone got a cigarette?
Thanks, man.
Just because I'm pissed off at you for what you did to Eve doesn't mean I want to see you dead. That doesn't mean I'm speaking to you either. Oh man, you sure missed some good stuff out there.
Oh?
I'm sure Rex will tell you about it later. Or maybe not.
Oh, that. We saw that on the monitor. Impressive little girl.
How go the auditions?
We're about done. We've got a solid lineup picked and we're reviewing the last candidate now. It's not going well. See for yourself. This one's not looking too promising. Don't let that boy out. I'm going to prepare to announce the lineup.
Will do.
First off, I'd like to thank you all for attending. This was put together under very short notice, and I appreciate you all taking time out of your busy schedules to try out. There are many of you who had conflicting powers that would have made inclusion on the team redundant, and while you were qualified, we went with someone with more experience who had similar powers. Others, quite frankly, were nowhere near qualified and shouldn't have been allowed to waste my time. You know who you are. With that out of the way, I'd like to announce the lineup for the new Guardians of the Globe. Duplicate. Shrinking Ray, Monster Girl, Black Samson, Rex Plode, as long as he promises to behave. You know, we'd be glad to have you if you're ever interested.
Thanks, man. That really means a lot to me, but I just can't. I'm getting ready for college soon, and I've always got so much homework. I don't know how Rex and Kate juggle things so well. I just don't have the time. So is Dad not gonna make it tonight?
Who knows? I haven't heard from him. He's off saving the world, no doubt.
No doubt.
So, you got any homework tonight?
Yeah, actually. Amber's coming over tonight so we could study for a world history test. That's okay, right?
What's going on with you two? Are you dating?
No, we're just friends. She's just coming over to study.
Weren't you using that excuse with Eve? Come on, son. Do you really expect me to fall for that?
I swear, nothing's going on.
Uh-huh.
Very funny. You know, you're the clone. I had you get the piercings so people could tell us apart. Keep telling yourself that. I got these piercings to differentiate myself from you. My clone. You were the original when you altered your appearance to let the clone keep your normal look. Does that make any sense to you? Oh, whatever. Believe what you want. I tire of this subject. How much more tinkering must you do? I'm tired of all this waiting. You want him to wake up and kill us? I have to make sure the control beacons are operational before I lock down the seals on the collar. If he wakes up and he's not under our control, we will have succeeded only in resurrecting one of our worst enemies. I trust you don't want that. Just hurry. There. Stand back, I'm going to seal it. Once the connection is made, he should revive instantly. That's it. Try to walk. You're doing good. You should be more docile, quiet. The control beacons didn't work. Damn.
You thought you could stop me? You're up against Dark Seismic, kid! I haven't even heard of you!
The name's Invincible. I'm sure you won't have any trouble remembering it after I kick your
That shuts you up!
Yeah, well, it was a cheesy line anyway. I'm still working on my witty banter.
To say the least!
Everyone's a crab.
Young fool! That will be a lesson he won't soon forget. I should have invested in a jetpack long ago.
Don't worry, I'll give you a lift. Straight to jail.
I beg to differ!
Hold tight, I'll save you.
I will not be defeated by the likes of you!
No!
Crap! You saved our lives, Invincible. If it weren't for you, you'd have destroyed Mount Rushmore and us along with it. Thanks!
Don't mention it. Just doing my job. I could get used to this.
Mark?
Oh, hey Dad. Did I wake you up?
No, son. We need to talk.
Come on, Dad. I know Mom put you up to this. She's been bugging me to death about stuff ever since Amber and I started going out. I'm just not in the mood for any birds and bees talk right now. I've got school tomorrow.
Damn beeper.
So I'll see you in physics later?
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Later.
There you are. I've been looking all over the cafeteria for you.
How is it that you just roam free here? Do you have any classes?
Not as far as I'm concerned. Amber know about you and Red over there?
What? That I'm eating lunch with a friend? I haven't run it by her. I know you find it hard to believe, but Eve and I are just friends. She's had a boyfriend for the longest time. Now that he's out of the picture, she's just weird.
And you've got Amber now, so who cares? Anyway, I was wanting to know if you wanted to hit the Burger Mart with Chad and me since you bailed the last few times.
Sure, but I've got to run by the comic shop after school to get my books. I can meet you guys there after I go to the shop. Or you guys can come with me.
Me? Go into a comic shop? No way! I'm already enough of a geek without being seen in a comic shop.
And I'm the one with the girlfriend. Funny.
You home for the day?
Somehow, I doubt it.
Sheesh, what gives? You've been all over the place this week. I've barely seen you.
Well, To be honest, this new Guardians of the Globe isn't nearly as effective or efficient as the old one. I've been picking up their slack. Well, here we go again. Judy calls.
I love you.
I love you too.
Trust me, I have clearance. Damien Darkblood, Demon Detective. I work for the people your boss's bosses aren't important enough to meet.
Look what the cat dragged in. You know, the boss threw us on this for a reason. You're just not cutting the mustard. Your investigation is taking too long.
There was a time when I would have eaten your face for speaking to me that way. Be thankful I've changed my ways. I'm here looking for additional evidence I may have missed on my first pass, because as you so kindly pointed out, I'm out of leads and my investigation is going nowhere. I'd advise you stay out of my way.
He's right up here. Stay back away from the glass.
Sure. Sanford?
I'll leave you two alone.
It fits you well, the costume. Hope I didn't damage it in my little escapade.
Oh, Sanford. I wish you hadn't done this to yourself.
I did it all for you, sir. I couldn't bear another glimpse of what they turned you into. I would have killed every one of them had they not already been dead. Still, they are dead, so I've got nothing really to complain about.
I'm part of the new Guardians of the Globe. I've got some influence. I'm doing what I can to get you out of here. You need counseling, not incarceration.
I would certainly welcome the chance to leave this place.
What's going on? What's this line for?
Huh? Oh, Philip Schaff, the creator of Science Dog, is here signing books.
Really?
Yep, pretty cool, huh? Where are you? Weirdo.
What?
Where'd you... I thought you just left.
Nah, I just went and got my comics. Out of my car.
Well, that was... quick.
Hi, Mr. Schaff. It's great to meet you. I brought a lot of stuff. You don't have to sign all of it if you don't want to.
Lay it on me, kiddo. You paid hard-earned money for this stuff. The least I can do is deface it with my illegible scribble.
Cool. I gotta say, man, I'm amazed at how you get these things out on a monthly basis. It seems like so much work to do in such a short amount of time, and you're never late.
Actually, a lot of times, I'll just reuse art that I've already done over and over. It's good for dramatic pauses and when stuff doesn't really change much from panel to panel. Most people don't even notice.
Don't you think that's kinda cheap?
Not really.
Don't worry, kids. You're safe now. I'll check up on you after I'm done. It's okay. It's over. Everyone is safe now. Why? Why did you do it? I don't know how you did it, but you should have stayed dead. I want answers!
Yeah, he was just in town and asked if he could sign here. If we'd known more ahead of time, we would have advertised.
Man, that was so cool.
You want a comic shop news?
Always. Hey man, can you turn that up?
It was shortly after the monster was defeated that Omni-Man, defender of democracy, was attacked by what eyewitnesses are describing as the recently deceased Guardians of the Globe member, the Immortal.
Later, man. You have a nice... day?
It was then that Omni-Man allegedly shot out of the crater you see behind me, sending himself and the Immortal into the skies where we can't see them. It is unclear whether or not this is the Immortal. He wouldn't be the first hero to return from the dead, but experts are still skeptical. It is unclear if this has anything to do with the murder of the Guardians of the Globe. What is clear is that the attack on Omni-Man was completely unprovoked and unexpected, and that whoever is behind this, immortal or not, is evenly matched with Omni-Man. With the fight taken to the skies, there is no way to monitor the proceedings. we may never know exactly what's going on today. We'll bring you updates as they come in. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program.
Why, damn it! Why did you kill them? I'll beat it out of you if I have to! I killed you once! I can do it again! You're welcome to try!
Dad?
Son. We need to talk. Okay, son. I've decided to tell you the truth. I think you're old enough to know where I really come from. I am from the planet Viltrum. That much is true. Although, it is not the planet that I have told you about so many times. Viltrum was a planet that had achieved a perfect global society. But it didn't happen overnight. It was decided that in order for our people to obtain intergalactic dominance, we must eliminate the weak from our planet. It was a very messy process. When the dust settled, our population had been cut nearly in half. But what emerged from the ashes of our old society was a fierce, unbeatable warrior race. Once our battle-scarred planet had been repaired, we set our sights outward. It was proposed that we bring our new world order to other worlds. Our goal was to establish and expand a planetary empire. It was agreed upon unanimously. Shortly after the High Council had approved the idea, the World Conquering Committee was formed. The first step of the initiative was to locate other planets that were in a crucial state of development. Planets that were far enough along that adding them to the Empire would be a worthwhile endeavor, but not so far along that we would be unable to overcome their defenses. The second step was to install a global watchtower where we could keep supplies for a long-term occupation and monitor the entire planet from orbit. The final step was to send a team of representatives down to the planet's surface to announce our takeover. This team would stay behind on the planet, monitoring its activities. Races who cooperated were given access to our technologies, which could be used to improve the quality of life under our rule. Races who resisted were not looked upon so favorably. With our expansion clearly a success, my people doubled their efforts. We began to enlist the aid of races we had conquered to continue to expand our empire. Though they were not quite as efficient as our own forces, it did help with our expansion efforts. By the time I was born, Viltrum was already a hub of interstellar activity, one of the first great empires of the galaxy. There couldn't have been a better time to enter this world. Word traveled around Viltrum about how much of a success the World Conquering Committee was. Soon, it was the most popular profession on Viltrum. Of course, when I came of age, I signed up for duty. I was on the search committee. My job was to locate and evaluate planets that might be ripe for conquest. By then, the operation had been expanded and perfected. I was stationed on a mobile base that traveled from planet to planet as we conquered them. I was not content to just help my people locate other worlds. Like all the search committee members my age, I longed for the chance to take a more active role in the world conquering. For 3 years straight, I attended auditions until at last, I had proven myself. I had impressed the heads of recruitment so much that I got one of the best posts in the Conquering Committee. I was stationed at the forefront of the expansion efforts, at the very edge of our ever-growing empire. I threw myself into my work. It was messy work, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. There was nothing I wouldn't do for Viltrum. There still isn't. As we moved across the galaxy, adding civilization after civilization to our empire, I quickly rose through the ranks. It wasn't long before I was leading my own division. It didn't matter if it took 100 hours or 100 years. No civilization we set our sights on went unconquered. We were unstoppable. Our continued success was partially because of my efforts, for which I was greatly rewarded. First with awards, and eventually with much more. As our empire grew, our forces became stretched too thin just trying to maintain it. Our expansion screeched to an abrupt halt. It was clear that we needed a more efficient method of world conquering. So one was devised. Rather than come in large numbers and conquer a planet by force, our highest ranked and most trusted officers would be essentially given planets to survey and weaken over time. I was one of the first chosen for this assignment. We were to acclimate ourselves with the planet's environment, eventually becoming a member of society. Aside from ensuring the planet did not become strong enough to defend itself from us, it would be ours to do with as we pleased for 500 years. At the end of that time, the knowledge we had collected would be used to quickly and efficiently bring the planet under Viltrum rule. It was a privilege to be given this assignment, a reward for all my hard work. It was the closest thing to a vacation that existed on Viltrum. Upon my arrival, I spent days surveying my new home. Earth was a vibrant nest of individuality that was very much alien to me. At first I hated it, and regretted accepting the mission. It was a strange planet full of strange people, but it was mine. It wasn't long before I realized this would be no easy assignment. Had the World Conquering Committee known Earth was such a volatile environment, they may not have chosen it. It seemed its people were almost always in some kind of danger. Every time I turned around, there was a new threat out to conquer the planet before Viltrum even had a chance. We had laid claim to this planet. I was not about to let it fall to another invader. After only a few months, my life had settled into a routine that involved little more than ending threat after threat to the human race. But all that was about to change. When I met your mother, I knew the only way to enjoy my time here was to actually live as a human. When it eventually came up, I told her the version of my coming to Earth that you have been told since childhood. It was clear she wouldn't approve of the real reasons I was here. Living life as a human was not easy at first. Simple concepts like menial labor being required to earn a living were completely alien to me. Though, the act of physical love made for anything other than procreation was a welcome surprise. I soon found myself becoming a regular fixture in the superhero community. My natural Viltrumite abilities made me the most powerful being on the planet. I found myself on adventure after adventure. After a time, I realized that my true motives had begun to slip from my mind. I was living the lie a bit too well. It wasn't long after your mother and I married that I first ran into the Guardians of the Globe. I never became an official member, but I was welcomed into the fold with open arms. They helped me along in the early years. They knew I was new to this, and they were all too eager to assist me. Some of them I would even eventually come to consider friends, but I knew they would never allow me to complete my mission. I knew that they would eventually need to be eliminated. As my years grew longer, I found myself becoming more and more comfortable living life among its inhabitants. It was something that worried me a great deal. Then everything changed. Your mother was so happy. I had no choice but to raise you as a human. I couldn't risk her finding out the truth about me, so I couldn't risk telling you the truth about me. I often thought about taking you and raising you as a Viltrumite in a secluded area of the planet. I could never bring myself to do it. No matter how I tried to distance myself from her emotionally, I couldn't deny that I had grown quite fond of her. I decided that for a time, I would turn my back on my duties and focus on raising you. I thought that you would be able to provide a unique perspective to the World Conquering Committee, having grown up in this alien environment. Honestly, I was happy in my new life, but I knew it couldn't last. When you started to develop your powers, I knew I couldn't wait much longer. So I made the first step towards weakening Earth's defenses. And now it's time for you to join me and help me prepare this planet for its imminent takeover at the hands of our people. I know this is all hard to take in at once, but over time, if you give it a chance, you'll begin to understand. I'm sorry you had to learn about all this under these circumstances. I tried to talk to you earlier. Seeing this, I know, is not the best way to lead into this speech.
No. This can't be true. This doesn't make any sense. You love Mom. I know you do.
Son, stop. Listen to me. Do you have any idea what our lifespan is? The older we get, the slower we age. We can't live among these frail things. Your mother is little more than a pet. Viltrumite DNA is so pure and complete that you are nearly full-blooded. I could mate with nearly any alien being of comparable evolutionary development and produce a similar offspring. This means you will eventually be as strong as me. You could potentially be stronger, and you will live for thousands of years. Do you understand what this means? Everything you know and love will be gone before you look 30 years old. You do not belong here. Do you really want to watch your world die around you? I know this is confusing, but everything you know is wrong. We don't belong here. This world is beneath us. These people are beneath us. This planet and its resources are valuable to the Viltrum Empire. With you at my side, we could rule this planet for centuries before we had to turn it over. Think about it, son. You must realize this is right. Trust me, son. This is the only way.
Don't touch me!
Mark, calm down.
No, I will not calm down! This is insane! What did you expect here? That I'm going to enslave my friends for a bunch of aliens I've never even met? This is my life! These are my people!
Son, please. You're not thinking this through. We have a responsibility to our homeworld. You may not understand now, but...
I don't give a damn about Viltrum or anything you're telling me! I don't care if I live for 1,000,000 years! This is my home, and I will not let you destroy it!
Son, you don't understand what you're saying. I can't let you interfere.
I know exactly what I'm saying.
So be it.